Hi, fellow classmates, instructors, and friends. This is Ginny, your humble TCM student who knows absolutely nothing about this field, but wanted to start this audio journal to record everything TCM. If you would like to join my study group as well, please come learn with me. And let's get healthier by healing our bodies from the inside out holistically together.
Hey Kuko fam, thank you so much for tuning back with me for another study session. I'm so happy to have Allison back with us today. She's going to share her knowledge with us in regards to what Qi is. And I can't find anyone better because obviously she's very familiar from the entry before. She does acupuncture, so she regulates Qi all the time. And even her IG handle is Sea of Qi Healing. So I feel like she's just the master of Qi. So I'm very excited to get started on how you're going to break down and make us understand what this is. So if you can start with what is Qi?
Yeah, that is a very big question. So Qi is one of the fundamental components of traditional Chinese medicine. It's kind of one of the backbones, and it's basically, life energy. So everything that is alive in the universe is made up of Qi, and it helps propel life forward. So it's kind of this invisible energy that keeps things alive.
Okay, so I was wondering, where does Qi come from? Because you said it's kind of everywhere, but what is it within our bodies? Like, where does Qi come from?
Yeah, so there's different kinds of Qi. So we have our original prenatal Qi, which is given to you from your parents at the time of conception, and that comes from their health. And then we have postnatal Qi, which is the Qi derived from the food that we eat, like the nutrients and energy we get from it, and then also from the air that we breathe, like the oxygen that feeds our cells. That's kind of where Qi mostly comes from.
Interesting. So when you said that, it kind of made me think of, is there like two levels of Qi? Like, are there, how should I say it? So when you're born, is it like 50% inherited and then 50% from, everything else, like acquired?
Yeah, essentially.
Or is it? Oh, so it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, there's the health that you were born with, which kind of roughly translates to your genetics, like the health of your genes and how strong they are. And then like how well you take care of yourself in life.
Oh, damn. So, light bulb. So depending on how healthy the mom is would determine on how much inherited Qi that baby would have. Is that true?
Yes, that is true.
Oh man, pressure.
I know. Well, that's why they always
Wow.
say like this is kind of a part that kind of bothers me in Chinese medicine, where like young mothers are kind of more revered because they have healthier Qi, because they're younger, they've got more of that energy. And it's like when you if you get pregnant and give birth in like your 40s and stuff, you might have lesser Qi to give to your child, which really frustrates me because I have so many patients in their late 30s and their early 40s, and that part just really bothers me. Like, how can we help improve their Qi so they can have the healthiest babies ever?
Yeah, that's so true. Like, so if you're like, late 30s or, early 40s and whatnot, like, is there a way to balance their Qi to wherever they were in their late 20s? Or is it not possible? Like, this might be like a really dumb question, but like, I was just wondering, like, in terms of balancing Qi.
Mm-hmm. No, that's a really good question. I do think it's possible. Like, I really believe strongly in the power of epigenetics, which is our ability to turn genes on and off, because we obviously want to turn on the healthy ones and turn off the unhealthy ones that predispose us to disease. And we do that through healthy diet and lifestyle. And in my clinic, I'm always talking about there's, your chronological age, and then there's your biological age. Your chronological age, you cannot change. You are 25, you are 30, you are 40, you are 50, but your biological age is very flexible, and that is how healthy you are and how you feel. Like, I have a lot of if you have a patient like in their 40s where they're like, I feel awesome, I feel better than I did in my 30s and stuff, because they had this health revolution and they like changed so much about their diet and lifestyle, and they feel awesome and they look healthier. Like, there's so much wiggle room for health, and that's what I really love about Chinese medicine, because we learn to work within those parameters and how we can boost your health using holistic things.
Oh, that's amazing. Like, that's so comforting to know.
We're not screwed.
We're not screwed. But in terms of inherited qi, I also read somewhere that, okay, and this is like why it scared me, because I read somewhere that once it depletes, it's gone.
Oh, Chinese medicine's so dramatic.
I know, it's so dramatic. And the thing is, what can deplete it? It's something that I personally love, and that is coffee or caffeine. And when I saw that, oh my God, I shit you not, I was scared. I was like, I drink coffee every day. My chi must be gone.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Okay, thank God. Okay, so are you saying that it's wrong?
Well, I view coffee as an herb, or like a food, because food is medicine, and everything in moderation is key, obviously. So if you think about coffee as an herb, it's this very stimulating, it's a bit moving, it's bitter, and so we can use those principles in describing it, how it works in the body as an herb. For some people, they really don't need that really yang, stimulating energy. And for some people, it really works well with their body constitution. So I think it's very dependent on your individual constitution. Does it work well for you as an herb? And obviously in moderation. 6 cups of coffee a day is not good for anyone, but a little bit here and there, a cup a day, I think is fine for certain body constitutions.
Oh, okay. That puts me at ease more. When I read that, I was like, holy shit. It made me question, like, because I was like, okay, then what about green tea and matcha? Like, that has high caffeine, but we've been told that that's really healthy for us. So what does that even mean? Like, and 1 cup of black coffee for us is also healthy for us. But it seems like I have to question myself now after seeing that. But I'm glad you explained that. Like, at least if it's in moderation, then it's good. So how would you know if it's not good for you then?
I think a lot of it is how you feel after you drink it. Do you get the jitters? Is it really harsh on your digestive system? Does it give you anxiety? Because that just means it's overstimulating an already fairly young constitution. And so that probably means it's not good for you. If you're, a bit more sluggish, tired, your digestive system's a little bit slower, you're a bit more on the colder side, then you can probably handle that kind of young, warm, invigorating temperature.
Okay, good to know. Okay, so I know with qi, there are, how should I say it? It's supposed to regulate throughout your body and whatnot. It's supposed to be like a flow. So there are different terminology in TCM where if your flow is stuck, there's like different terminology for it. And that is either qi stagnation, I hear that a lot. There's qi counterflow and the sinking of qi. Yes. Do you mind explaining what these are? Because I was like, okay, like, I feel like that just means your qi has stopped, but I don't know what the difference is and why is it important to know these things.
Yeah, definitely. So there's different disharmonies of qi that can be present in your body and create symptoms and disease. So qi stagnation, very common. everybody's got a little bit of it. And basically our qi likes to flow very smoothly throughout our body. But it can easily stagnate given the right situation. So it usually, it can impair organ function, and different organ systems in the body have their own qi. So when it gets stuck, that organ system will present with various symptoms. And since the free flow of qi is mostly regulated by the liver qi stagnation is fairly common. I'm sure everyone's heard that one. It's a very common TCM pattern syndrome, and a lot of the symptoms are, anger, frustration, irritability, menstrual cramps, bloating, constipation, insomnia. And basically when qi is stuck, it can create pain. And that's usually one of the main symptoms. When something hurts, that means qi is not flowing through as well as it could be.
Interesting. So if you have arthritis in the knees, for example, so that means that you probably have qi stagnation in your knee?
Yeah, it can be a contributing factor with arthritis. There can also be a lot of heat or damp heat or cold stagnation. So a lot of different other elements can also stagnate and cause issues. But when there's pain, there's almost always a qi or blood stagnation.
Okay. Then what is qi counterflow?
So qi counterflow is a form of stagnant qi, but when it's just so stagnant, it just starts flowing in the wrong direction.
Oh shit, what happens?
And again, it always sounds so much more dramatic than it actually is in Chinese medicine. So stomach qi is supposed to go downwards. And so if it gets reversed due to severe stagnation, then it'll cause symptoms like acid reflux or nausea or vomiting, that kind of thing. That's qi counterflow.
Okay, so I can only imagine what sinking of qi is. So if qi counterflow is going upwards, sinking of qi is obviously going downwards, right?
Essentially, yeah. So sinking of qi is like an extreme version of deficient qi. And deficient qi is when there's not enough energy, basically. And so if we don't acquire enough healthy qi from the health of our parents, a healthy diet lifestyle, we can become deficient in qi. And so I see a lot of this in patients who don't have great diets, they don't sleep enough, they're, essentially burning the candle at both ends. You can get really tired. And your body doesn't function optimally like that. And if it becomes extreme enough, then your qi can collapse or sink. And that also sounds a lot more dramatic than what it really means. And it means, in the most extreme version, prolapse of organs, but it can also be hemorrhoids or, diarrhea or complete exhaustion.
Interesting. It's funny how you said that, because when I was looking what sinking of qi means, Google basically told me that it's your organs shifting out of their normal position.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Oh my gosh, we really need new Google answers for these kinds of TCM questions.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, so if I don't have enough qi, then my organs are just out of place. So if I have sufficient qi, then does it go back to normal or does it stay the same?
No, you can boost your qi. So basically the qi in your organs have enough strength and energy to hold themselves up in the right place.
Okay. So you kind of touched on why you would have qi stagnation. And that is not the best lifestyle, in terms of sleeping really late, being very stressful, not having the best diet, I guess. When your qi depletes, how can you add qi back into your life? How do you replenish that qi and keep that qi moving?
Good question. I think this is where preventative medicine is great, because it's the most important is to preserve your qi, because you're only born with a certain amount of this life force energy. But, that healthy lifestyle, going to bed at a good time, getting enough sleep, eating enough nutrient-dense food, over time, because food is medicine and, you know, your lifestyle is medicine too, it'll build up the chi back up into your body, because I feel like what you get from your parents is like half the cup, but then the rest from your diet, lifestyle, and environment is the other half of the cup, and that there's always room to fill up the cup a bit more. And of course, acupuncture, Chinese herbs, all those things are great for boosting your chi, or even to help move stagnant chi.
Right. So with what you said, there's two parts. You said food and also the combination of doing acupuncture. In terms of acupuncture, there's also like different techniques that I've always seen, like which is like cupping and gua sha, that also is supposed to help move your chi. So with something like that, I know in the previous log you kind of mentioned that clients come to you at different frequency, but as a everyday individual, like aside from the could be female or male, what is the most healthiest frequency to come and make sure that you're regulating your chi and that your chi is flowing smoothly? Like how often should they do acupuncture, really?
Like for like general maintenance, I guess, if there's not a lot going on. Well, that will depend on, you know, your prenatal chi, like how healthy are you in general? Like I feel like everyone could totally benefit from a monthly acupuncture treatment. I just think that would be ideal for most people.
Yeah, seeing all this like chi stagnation, chi counterflow, and sinking of chi, I was just thinking, I was like, I think I should. Yeah, I've never tried actually, I have tried acupuncture before, but I hadn't tried cupping or gua sha.
Oh, they're both great. I love cupping and gua sha. I use gua sha a lot more in my practice, but I love cupping too.
Okay, when I see pictures of cupping, it's scary as hell.
It looks a lot worse than it is. It is not painful. It's kind of just like a weird massage where basically we're putting cups that have a vacuum of air, so they kind of, usually on the back, and you know, the muscle gets sucked up into the cup a little bit, so it's kind of like suction cups, and that helps. It breaks the surface capillaries of your skin, so blood and chi can move more smoothly. So it's great for muscle pain, back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, that kind of thing. It's really good for.
Okay, yeah. I think mainly it's just to regulate your flow.
Yeah, it's great for blood circulation.
It's like a detox in a way, right? Like taking out all that toxin from your body, like whatever that's bad is coming out. That's why you get those bruise marks.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. You also mentioned about food. If that person can't get acupuncture, is there like a food that they could, or foods that they could potentially intake or add to their diet, and they could purchase from, like, I don't know, a grocery store to help regulate their chi?
Yeah, so you get your chi from your digestive system. And so anything that is kind and healthy for your digestive system is going to be able to produce a lot of chi. So the very traditional Chinese food of congee, where rice porridge with usually some herbs and some protein and delicious stuff in there, is really tonifying and strengthening to the digestive system. And that can help your body produce more chi. So there's not necessarily one food, well, I mean, besides herbs, like one food that is really great for your chi. There's a whole bunch of things that are just really nourishing to the digestive system that will help your body produce more chi.
Again, we go back to that bowl of rice.
Yes, the warm foods. The answer is always warm foods. Your stomach likes warm.
So anything that's good with the stomach or spleen, then it should potentially create chi.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not anything warm. So like, you know, like a cup or a soup that has a whole bunch of meat and dairy or something, and it's really oily and greasy. That's not necessarily going to be really easy to digest in the stomach, because the spleen doesn't like too much greasy food either. And a lot of greasy food is warm. So it's important to make that distinction. Your spleen and stomach, your digestive system in Chinese medicine, likes very easy to digest things. So it's not just warm, it's like fairly bland, or like steamed vegetables with rice. Rice is actually a very tonifying, stomach strengthening food. So it's not just the temperature. It's not as simple as that. It's also the quality of the food and what it does to your digestive system.
Nice. So probably like a sweet potato congee would be amazing.
Ooh, yes, exactly.
Ooh, okay. I'll make that someday. Well, thank you so much. You kind of really dived into it. It made a lot of sense after when you explained everything, and obviously a ton of questions, flooded in, and I asked a lot. I'm so happy that you explained so much and made me understand for the betterment of everything, like in terms of my health and everyone that might be listening, in terms of what we can do on a regular basis to kind of achieve that regular chi flow, I guess.
Awesome. Thank you.
If you like this episode, please give it a like. If you would like to hear future episodes, please subscribe. Or if you have any questions about health, please send me an email at kuko.health@gmail.com, which is kuko.health. If you just want to say hi or drop me a DM on Instagram, come follow me at kuko.health, which is, again, kuko.health. Thank you so much for listening to me today, and please stay warm and healthy out there, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Bye!